Alright guys, what's going on? This week I invited Chris over to talk about his two-door JK and the mods that he's done to it so far. I think he's on his way over. He should be here in a few minutes, but I wanted to give you guys a quick update about my JL. Actually, between shooting this video and while I'm editing right now, I did get confirmation that my JL shipped from the factory and we expect it to land in Canada in about 2 weeks from now. So hopefully, right around the end of March, start of April, I will be going to pick it up. And also, check this out guys, we have a garage full of parts already ready to go for the JL. I reached out to Teraflex to talk to them about their new Falcon Adapt 3.5 shocks and when they were gonna be released, and one thing led to another, and yeah, now we have a garage full of Teraflex suspension, and here's a little sneak peek for you guys. These are the wheels we're gonna be running. Yeah, that's all you get to see for now. And we have more parts over here. I've been running a Warn 10S Platinum. I decided to go with a Warn Xeon 12S for the EcoDiesel because it does weigh more. I wanted a bigger, more powerful winch. So we picked up the Warn Xeon 12S. And this is the start of my interior mods build. This is a tablet mount. Thank you to everyone who left comments in a previous video talking about which mounts I should be using for my tablet and my phone. I reached out to 67 Designs, as many of you had suggested, and what an awesome company to deal with. I basically laid out what I want to do in my JL, and they sent me a list of everything I needed to get it exactly how I want it. So that stuff is on the way. Don't worry, I will be doing dedicated videos for all of the installs and showing you guys exactly how I'm setting it up. But I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek of some of the stuff that you will be seeing in the channel coming very soon as that EcoDiesel JL arrives. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those future videos and all of the crazy road trip vlogs that we are going to be doing through the spring and summer. Now, another thing that I was thinking about, I was considering switching my upload dates from Monday morning at 6 a.m. Pacific, which I've been doing for a year and a half now, to Fridays at maybe around noon. The reason why was this gives me more time to edit. The problem I have right now is I can't go out wheeling on Sundays because I won't have time to edit and upload for Monday morning. So I was thinking about giving myself the evenings throughout the week and then uploading something for you guys to see a new video for the weekend. Yeah, so what do you guys think of Friday upload? Let me know down in the comments because I think I'm gonna probably switch to that coming with, well, actually you might actually be watching this video on Friday morning or Friday afternoon. Anyways, I think Chris is here. Let's pop outside and talk Jeep mods with him and his two-door JK. What's going on? All right, guys, you may recognize this guy. Chris is here. He's got his JK, and he's going to tell us all about the mods that he's done to it so far that makes this such an awesome trail, road trip, rock crawling, two-door JK. Chris, thanks for bringing the Jeep by. I'm sure everybody appreciates you taking a little bit of time here on Sunday to just walk us through your JK. Let's start. What size tires are you running? I know I've made fun of you a little bit for this, but tell me about what tires and what size are we running on this guy?
Little baby 35-inch Cooper STT Pros.
Yes, and which wheels are we running on here?
AV
Pintlers
wheels.
And they're kind of getting to their end of their life, yes, wouldn't you say?
They've taken a bit of a beating.
Yeah. I think you're the only person I know that has worn out wheels. So what suspension are we running on here?
We've got a 3.5-inch metal cloak game changer springs with, or what are they, dual rate springs with a adjustable upper and lower front and rear metal cloak control arms.
And with that, did you replace your drive shafts at all?
Yeah, we got a Pat's driveline front drive shaft in there.
And what about the rear drive shaft? Still
rear
factory?
Shaft is still the factory one.
Yeah.
Not the original factory one. Number two.
Number two.
But it is a factory shaft.
Yeah. Now, with the two doors, when you lift the two doors, you pretty much have to replace the front drive shaft.
Yes.
Yeah, like there's just not any clearance for articulating and flexing and stuff like that. Now, I have replaced the front on my JK, but I also haven't replaced the rear on mine. I'm still running the factory as well. And what about steering to, you know, sort of accommodate some of these rough trails and terrain?
Steering, we have Steer Smarts, drag link, and tie rod end. We got a JKS adjustable front track bar. We got metal cloak disconnects or quick disconnects on the sway bar, as well as I've got the Evo manual disconnect for the
Yes.
Rubicon sway bar.
The
Evo no limits disconnect, manual disconnect.
And that works really well. You know, Chris is usually a lot quicker getting his rig ready to go out on the trail, disconnecting those sway bars and airing down. As well, at the end of the day, it's usually a lot faster because it doesn't take as long to air up these 35s, and it's just a couple turns of the crank to get the no limit quick disconnect back to connected. What about this front bumper and this whole setup we have here?
The front bumper is actually the first mod I ever did. It's just a Smitty built XRC front bumper. We got a worn Xeon 10S winch with synthetic line. Well, I guess that's what the S stands for.
Yeah. And the lights you have on the front here?
Lights, we have a rigid 10-inch light bar. We've got the JW speaker LED headlights and the JW speaker smoked turn signals.
Nice. Those really kind of change up the look of the front end of the JKs, changing out the...
Match the smokiness of the headlights.
Yeah, exactly. And what about now, have you re-geared your Jeep at all?
No, we're still running the 410 gearing.
And that goes pretty good with the manual. So Chris is a manual for you guys that are Jeep purists who believe that the Jeeps need to be manual. We have a manual, and it's got the 410s with the Rubicon. And with just the 35-inch tires, that seems to be pretty good.
Adequate.
Yeah, adequate. Not the best, but good enough, and can save you quite a bit of money not having to re-gear that and being a bit lighter and stuff like that. What about for axle work? So we haven't re-geared it, but I see some orange stuff there in your axle shaft. So what axle shafts are we running on this?
We got RCVs in the front with the RCV axle seals.
So you guys do hear that sometimes when Chris is turning and he's got his front locked, you'll hear some clicking, and that is not his axle being broken. That is just what the RCVs do at a full turning lock.
So we've been told.
So we've been told by RCVs. And nothing is broken yet. You've been running these for quite a while.
No, they've been in there for 4 years.
Yeah, they're
at least, and
bulletproof setup for axle shafts. What fender flares are we have on here?
Fender flares are the metal cloak steel. I can't remember what they actually call them.
I will let you guys know what they're called. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head.
Might be the Overland ones.
Overland, yeah. I'll let you guys know. I'll put a little thing down right here that says what they are. And we've got the Factor 55 flat link on the front there. And what about engine? Have we done anything to the old 3.8 liter that's seen some kilometers?
Well, actually, it's the second engine.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
We hydro-locked one at about 100,000 K.
Yes. For those of you who have recently watched the Flooded Trails vlog, wondering about wrecking our motors going through deep water, Chris may have had an unfortunate incident actually before I knew Chris. So I didn't get a chance to experience that, but not one you would recommend I take. So this is on its second motor. You know, snorkel maybe would have saved it, but we just try to stay out of the really deep stuff, or let somebody with a snorkel go first.
So other than that, it's running just a K&N air filter with a Super Chips flashback tuner.
And what do you use the Super Chips for?
Well, mostly just the tune. It's had the tire pressure monitors shut off with that, as well as change the gear ratio to try and get the speedo to read correctly. To read correctly for the 35s, the larger tires, and then you don't get that warning light on your dash for having no tire pressure sensors, because most of us, we just get rid of them. We don't bother putting them in our aftermarket wheels. And do you have any rock lights or anything on here? Yep. Just some generic ones. Yeah, you know, you don't need to spend a ton on rock lights. Hey guys, like, you can get away with some cheap stuff, especially if they're going to be taking a lot of abuse underneath. Now I run the KC Highlight Cyclones on mine. They are very, very durable lights, but really you can get some decent rock lights out there for not a lot of money. All right, so what about the inside, Chris? What have we modified? I see those seats are not stock. No. Right. Mastercraft Baja RS suspension seat. Not a lot of interior mods, hey, but we do have some navigation equipment. So there's some grab handles up here, which are pretty much an essential mod, I think, for the JKs. And they were so essential that in the JLs there is now a factory grab handle right there, where almost everybody that I've seen with lifted Jeep adds something aftermarket. But how are you navigating? I know Faye
So you guys are familiar with our vlogs. Faye travels with Chris in the Jeep almost on every one of our adventures and doesn't usually drive too often, but she's our official navigator for our adventures. So what are we running on your Samsung tablet that you have mounted to the dash there?
We have Avenza maps. We run a local backcountry map book. We have backcountry navigator as well. Then we have another standalone Garmin GPS, as well as I have a mount there for my handheld GPS, which I use just to track us.
Nice to have more than one system if you can sort of afford to have it in your rigs, but it's good to have sort of a backup. So the handheld is just a dedicated GPS, which is great. It's all integrated and will work wherever. But a lot of the tablets, they're not as durable, but they are just really user-friendly, really easy to use because of the touch screen and just how fast and fluid they are. And there's some great applications. I'm actually looking at maybe switching over to Gaia Maps. A lot of people are recommending that. But as Chris said, he's using Avenza and Backcountry Navigator? Backcountry Navigator. So Avenza with Backroad Map Book and Backcountry Navigator, which has some preloaded maps and allows you to track your trails and wherever you've gone and taken your Jeeps. What about on the side? We've got some sliders, I see.
Yep, so we've got the Poison Spider sliders with the Poison Spider rock guards.
Which is nice for keeping objects off of your door panels. Well, your lower door panel, lower side panels. And underneath, what are we running for armor underneath?
Underneath, we've got a full metal cloak underbelly skid pan.
Yeah, which is really nice. It's definitely keeps everything very well protected.
AEV.
Yes, the corner armor is with some low profile taillights.
Yeah, some metal cloak LED taillights.
All right, and that's kind of bringing us around to the back of the Jeep. So which tire carrier are you running on here?
That's the Poison Spider swing away tire carrier.
Yes. So this is the same tire carrier that is running on my JK as well, if you guys have seen it. I know some of you guys have asked about which tire carrier Chris is actually running on his rig. And the other thing that you guys ask, what are you using to hold that shovel on there?
Yeah, quick fist rubber clamps.
Yeah, I use the same ones on my JK, and we have lost no shovels up till now.
Nope.
So they do work really well holding the shovels on, even at highway speeds on some of our road trips. Some of the higher speed highways, I think like 80 miles. Yeah, we do get our Jeeps to 80, 85 miles an hour. Barely, with a lot of struggle and not very fuel efficient. And so what do we have in the back? We've got... I see you have an aftermarket subwoofer.
Yep.
What have you done there? That looks like the factory subwoofer mod.
It is. It's a factory subwoofer box with just a kicker low profile sub in it. There's a separate amp mounted under the seat that runs that as well. There's kicker speakers in all the other...
Gotta have good sound out on the trail, right? And what are we doing for onboard air?
Onboard air, we have a Smitty-built CO2 tank.
That airs up the 35s pretty quick, eh?
About 10 minutes probably, or all four, running up from 12 pounds to 30 pounds.
How many air ups do you think you get out of a tank of CO2?
About 6.
About 6 air ups.
Costs about $30 Canadian.
So like $5 US. Yeah, I know. I always make fun of our dollar. So just so you guys are wondering, if you're running 35s and you've got a CO2 air tank, you usually go down to 12 or 15 psi range, and that's just how many air ups you'll potentially get. And with the two-door, you don't have as much cargo space in the back, but there is normally a chainsaw back here for clearing any fallen trees that we may encounter on our trails, and some tools. Some tools, yeah. You got to bring your tools with you. I carry a lot more gear, but Chris is all about it carrying as much as he potentially needs, right? And what bumper are we running on the back here?
It's a Poison Spider, I believe the Brawler Light.
And hardtop, sometimes you do run the soft top on here.
Usually from about May until end of September, it's running bikini top with a tonneau cover.
And that's pretty good, even on some of our trips that we go on.
With a zip-in back window too.
If you guys enjoyed these rig walkarounds, let me know down in the comments below, and I can do some more with other rigs that you may see appear on the vlogs, or when I'm at other events like Jeep Beach or Jeep Jamboree, and I come across some cool, interesting mods on rigs, I can maybe do a rig walkaround for you guys. So let me know what you think. I'm sure you'll see this Jeep many more times on the vlog. Chris is coming to Jeepapalooza with us and Jeep Jamboree in Idaho in July. Huge thanks to Chris for bringing by his JK and explaining all the mods. Thanks a lot, Chris.
No problem.
Don't forget, I do upload new videos every week. Smash that subscribe button, leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next upload.